It is the Blitz here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio, 94.5 FM, and on the go at ESPNSA.com. And right now, I feel like the luckiest man alive, if you're getting that kind of feedback, as we're welcoming on the show Emmitt Smith. He's Jason Minnix. I'm Rob Thompson. There it is. I'd like to welcome on the show. You know, and I haven't had any of what we are talking about today with Emmitt Smith. No tequila yet, but welcome on.
Now, let me just say this. How often do you guys get guests bringing you gifts?
Not often
Never.
enough. I mean, a guy knocks on the door early this morning and delivers a bottle of tequila from Emmitt Smith. That's a good Friday. That's a great way to start the day, my friend.
And it's a great way to start the weekend. You don't have to be in Tampa to enjoy yourself. I'm here in Dallas, and you are where you are. And you in San Antonio?
Yes,
We're
sir.
in San Antonio.
Okay, well, hey, you right down the street, so it's all good here in Texas.
And again, I mean, you sent the tequila to get the party going for this big game weekend. And, you know, over the years on Radio Row, when we've run into you at the Super Bowl, you always leave a bottle, which is always fantastic. This tequila business has been very good for you, hasn't it?
Well, you know, I've been working with Herradura for about 10 years now, and we launched it first off at Super Bowl 45. And so now here we are embarking upon 55 and celebrating it again. So it's all good. I love it. I'm going to have some on Sunday as well, along with some of the ribs that I'm preparing, along with some maybe buffalo wing chicken. Just doing a whole lot of different things come Sunday and just to enjoy the Super Bowl. So I'm looking forward to it.
No better way to do it than with a nice glass of an anejo, Herradura tequila. It's the way to do the Super Bowl way, as Emmitt Smith joins us. I just want to read this real quick to those that might not recall the man that we're talking with, and I'm sure that's not the case. He made 8 Pro Bowls. He's a 6-time All-Pro. He led the league in rushing 4 times. He won 3 Super Bowls, was the MVP of a Super Bowl, named league MVP. In addition to being the all-time leading rusher, he also holds the record for rushing attempts and rushing touchdowns. In my book, the greatest running back to ever lace him up.
Don't forget the most important one. I won the Mirror Ball trophy, baby.
Hey, man. You began the trend, man. You made it cool to be dancing with the stars.
Why not? Why not? Hey,
there you go.
That goes to show you that your talent can go other places.
You know, Emmitt, it's been a while since the Cowboys have won a trophy, a big one. And every year we think, well, next year's it. Next year's it. This last year, well, Dak gets injured, but even before the injury under first-year head coach Mike McCarthy, this team looked off kilter all season. And that starts with Ezekiel Elliott. He did not have his best season, obviously. From your position, you know the running back game better than anybody. What were you seeing out of Zeke this year?
Well, first and foremost, I hate to correct you, but I must say it does not necessarily start with Ezekiel Elliott. Even back in my day, it didn't necessarily start with our running game. It starts with those first 5 guys up front on the offensive side and the first 4 or 5 guys on the defensive front. Because when I look at football, I see football as a team being built from inside out. That's the way we built our team. Now, when you have the ability to run the ball downhill, that's just a plus. And with our offensive line, as banged up as they were, and bringing in different type of guys and not having the continuity that we needed to grow our offense from, that was a problem. But on top of that, when you take the injury to Dak Prescott, I felt like Ezekiel Elliott tried to put a lot of things on his shoulders and try to carry the team, even though he wasn't probably ready to do that, because people oftentimes forget that Zeke came into the season with COVID-19. And nobody understands the impact of that COVID-19 on a person's body. If you take the time to go back and reflect and look at the first 6, 7, 8 games of the season, look at his body structure in his uniform. Then look at the last eight games of the season and look at his body change. So to me, it looked like it took a little bit of time for his body to readjust and get adjusted to the weight that he was carrying and maybe the different types of just body weight, different things. And
You recognize
go ahead.
the voice? That's Emmitt Smith. I got a question. How much did you think that played into the yips, the fumbleitis that he had earlier?
No, I think the fumbleitis part of it was just trying to do too much, trying to get that extra yards, trying to extend that ball out. And, the beautiful thing, I mean, when you think about it, people attacked him differently this year than they have in the past. They attacked the ball. And, they get paid on the other side, too, to make plays. And so instead of trying to bring him down, which they know he's very difficult to bring down, they came and attacked the football. And that takes a little bit of time to adjust to because you can actually continue to run while they're attacking the football as long as you keep the football secure. And I think Zeke learned a very, very valuable lesson this year.
Emmitt Smith joining us here on ESPN San Antonio. From Emmitt to talking about Zeke to Dak. And obviously the injury, we saw the importance of Dak Prescott. Are you surprised as we sit here the Friday before the Super Bowl that Dak Prescott still doesn't have a long-term deal with the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, I am a little surprised because as any player would tell you, or anyone that has a job or working for someone, the person that hires you expect a commitment from you. And it should be vice versa as well. As players, we have a certain level of expectations of our organization as well. We want that commitment from you. And I think Dak has earned the right to have the Cowboys committed to him. And they need to make that plain and clear as soon as possible. Because every player is looking for a freedom of mind and peace of mind in the whole process. And to have this carrot hanging over your head is extra weight, extra baggage that no one needs to carry. It says to the team and sends the right message to the team and to the organization and to the world that this is our guy. And we're committed to him just as much as he's committed to us. Dak has done nothing but carry himself in the most professional manner. And he deserved everything that he gets. He was on the pace last year to have a banner year. And I think he's just going to be a great asset. It has been a great asset to the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas community, period.
Speaking of great assets, he is Emmitt Smith, Dallas Cowboy and NFL legend, joining us here on ESPN San Antonio. The big game coverage continues, brought to you by Dietz Tractor. And a couple things. First, before I ask my question, I just want to comment on something. The back and forth that you had with Barry Sanders early in the week, the 105.3 The Fan, y'all discussing each other's career. It was a pleasure to watch two great men compliment each other. I'll just leave it at that. My question is, you just talked a little bit about commitment. And we talk about Dak not getting the commitment from his team. Let's look over in Houston and think about commitment in the discussion there. With Deshaun, it's the other side of the coin. He got paid. He was happy with that, but he doesn't like where he is now. What do you think about the situation he's in and how he's dealing with it? And is it appropriate to do what he's doing?
Well, what we don't know is the turmoil that's going on within the team and within the organization. When you think about the head coach that just left, and he left last year early in the season. When you think about the trade of DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best wide receivers one of the best assets that Houston had next to J.J. Watt and Deshaun Watson, and how that transpired. When you look at those kind of things, it says there's a lot more going on underneath the surface than we all are aware of. And so for Deshaun Watson, who's your franchise quarterback, you drafted him to be a franchise quarterback, and you take away some of his best weapons. His question is, are you truly committed to winning? And then when you hire somebody that was basically delivering the mail, and I mean, come on. And he's like, come on now. I mean, I know some coordinators like Eric Bieniemy, who's working with one of the best quarterbacks right now and is playing in the Super Bowl on Sunday. And you trying to tell me this is the best you can go get? I mean, come on. I mean, players are very smart individuals, even though some people want to think that we're not. And very astute, very understanding some things that are going on and can read between the lines. Because my question is, are you truly committed to winning? What's your commitment to winning? Because if you were, why would you trade away one of your best assets in terms of DeAndre Hopkins He goes out to Arizona and making tremendous plays and catches, joining Larry Fitzgerald and everyone else. Got a quarterback in Kyler Murray that's going to get him the football and make an impact on that team. And here, you could probably put two guys together, probably would still come up with what DeAndre Hopkins did for the Houston Texans. So, I mean, he's committed to the Texans, but are the Texans committed to him? Is the question. So, and he doesn't think so. And he sees that. He knows more about what's going on in the organization than we all do. We're outside looking in. He's inside feeling everything and hearing everything, including his own teammates.
And how bad must it be if he's trying to force his way out? I mean, the Texans would be foolish to trade Deshaun Watson, but their hands might be tied. They're going to have to do this just to make him happy and see what they can get in return.
Or they're going to have to figure out how to right the ship real quickly. I don't know if they ever can, especially with some of the moves that they have made already. I mean, it's amazing to me, and it says a lot about the National Football League when you have a guy that's coaching one of the most high-powered offenses in the National Football League and has his team back in the Super Bowl back-to-back years, and he doesn't even really get a fair shot. And if you want to call it a fair shot, you can. If you don't, I'm like, okay, maybe he didn't interview well. Let's just say that. But it's not about the interview. It's about productivity.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? I mean, every interview is subjective. and so it's about productivity and what he's been able to do for the Kansas City Chiefs and for that offense. That's what you need. And that's what Deshaun Watson needs. He needs somebody that's going to help grow his skill set and take advantage of his skill set and help put pieces of the puzzle around him so they can be very productive. That is really what you're looking for. So I don't know this individual that they hired down here as whomever, but he's
Emmitt Smith, NFL legend, joining us here on ESPN San Antonio. Real quick, Emmitt, how many Texas A&M Aggie shirts do you own, and why aren't you wearing one right now?
Well, I own probably 2. And the reason why I'm not wearing one right now, because this is not a Texas A&M event. This is a Herradura Emmitt Smith event.
Let's see if I can help that. It's now an official event.
And it's funny because, your kids go off.
Hey, speaking of A&M, my daughter just called me. She's calling me right now.
And by the way,
that is awesome.
She is a 12th man award winner.
Yes.
As a proud Texas Aggie, that's a big deal. Congratulations. And as a Florida grad, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. We both hate Bama. We can settle up together. We don't have to meet up very often.
Why not? Matter of fact, my school probably played Bama the toughest anybody played them all year long.
Well, you and us both.
True. Before we let you go, Emmitt, I want to go back to the important stuff.
What's more important than having this Friday and enjoying some Herradura?
Well, so we got the tequila, but you mentioned earlier you're going to do ribs and wings this weekend. I'm going to do, since it's Kansas City and Tampa Bay, on my grill, I'm going to have some shrimp and some ribs. How do you do your ribs, my friend?
Well, I soak them a little bit in Coca-Cola for about 24 hours. And then I dry them down real nicely. Then I put a little binder on them. Then I put a little salt and pepper. And then I sprinkle them with some with a barbecue rub on top of it. Get it nice coated real nicely. Then I roll them up in the aluminum foil. And then I'll put them on a temp on the grill on the smoker for about 250, 300 at max. And let them smoke for about an hour and a half. Then I come unwrap them, put them on there naturally, and let them go from there. And sprinkle them down with a little apple juice, and just baste them from that point on.
Yes, sir.
What's your binder? You use mayonnaise, mustard?
I use a little mustard, no mayonnaise. Yeah. Who put mayonnaise on?
That's Alabama types, man. Again, you can that mayonnaise
that's
sauce.
Some backwards stuff right there. Mayonnaise?
That mayonnaise-based sauce, that's South Carolina, that area. They use mayonnaise, man.
That's South Carolina. I mean, nobody in Texas uses mayonnaise.
Nope. No, they would not.
Mustard.
I don't think anybody in Florida uses mayonnaise.
Neither do we down here. Appreciate it. Coca-Cola wrapped. Perfect. Let me tell you, I'm so happy to have some Herradura this weekend. If you don't have some sipping on Super Bowl Sunday, you're just not doing it right. Head to the big game, get your Herradura, and make sure it's the Emmitt Smith flavor. Emmitt, man, thank you for spending some time. This one will not be stolen by Pat Green. I'm holding on to this one.
Y'all enjoy.
Take care.
Have a blessed weekend.
Appreciate it.